Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gamansing. In our top story, Francis Gustav, the Commissioner of Public Works, provided testimony on July 10th that the westernmost block on Main Street project was near completion, and he further informed senators that the project was being reassessed to determine the way forward. Not mentioned on the floor was that on the same day, Tip Top Construction was ordered to stop construction on Main Street. Most recently, the governor unveiled further details on the $10 million project. News 2's Stephanie Brown reports.
The completion date of the Main Street revitalization project was scheduled for June of this year. However, the project is nowhere done, and previously business owners blamed Tip Top Construction for delays.
You have seen Island Roads do their job over at the Bridge to Nowhere. Look at the progress they've done. This guy is not capable. He has to go. He is killing our businesses downtown.
In 2013, Tip Top Construction and Island Roads bid on the federally funded $10.4 million revitalization project. Island Roads won the bid, but after a suit was filed, Tip Top was awarded the contract. Tip Top is accused by some for using underbidding the contract archetype strategies. This strategy allows contractors to underbid and knowing that they can't complete contracts without more funding, but they request more money later on in the project and cite technical problems as the purpose of delays.
I directed the Commissioner of the Department of Property and Procurement, and on July 21st, the Commissioner, Lloyd Bow, issued a letter to Percy J. Hollins Jr., terminating the contract with Tip Top Construction on the Main Street Enhancement Project.
Only 8% of this project has been completed, and communications with the Federal Aid Highway Program was made.
We have received their concurrence on the termination of the contract, and we have an agreed time schedule. I believe it's 7 to 10 days that they would permit bidding, a rebid of this project, and then an award. So we don't intend to spend months and months rebidding this project.
For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, that press conference took place on Monday. Governor Mapp further stated that if there are monies that are legitimately owed to Tip Top Construction, he would work to ensure that the company would be paid. Well, meanwhile, from that same press conference, leading cruise industry executives assembled at the Frenchman's Reef Marriott Beach Resort, as we shared on Thursday, July 13th, to provide forthright opinion on how the territory should move forward to remain a viable tourism destination. And here's an update. The Main Street Revitalization Project, of course, plays a large role in our local tourism economy, and the governor says he's moving further in getting that project done. Mapp further promoted a civil engineer in the Department of Public Works to see through further the completion of multiple road projects in the territory. Here's more from that.
I can tell the people of the Virgin Islands that this was an aid. I believe we set aside $10 million for this project. The contract award to Tip Top was about $8.5 million, and to date, only $400,000 of the $8.5 million or the $10 million has been disbursed. So a great deal of the monies for this project still remain available to complete the project. I also want to announce that we're going to hire Mr. Nelson M. Petty Jr. as an Assistant Commissioner for the Department of Public Works effective today. Mr. Petty's primary responsibility is to take a number of these capital projects that we've been working to get off the ground, particularly through highways, federal highway offices, and to get them moving.
Now, at that same press conference offering a review of his recent meetings with federal officials in Washington, Mapp said he appealed to the Interior Secretary for funds to construct 2 new smaller hospitals in the territory. The capacity of the current facilities exceeds local needs, he said, as well as the local government's ability to operate and maintain them. He also met with officials of the Department of Health and Human Services to request adjustments in the fee schedule, which specifies the amount the federal government reimburses reimburses the hospitals for treatment of patients insured through Medicare and Medicaid. The governor said the fees have remained unchanged for years, while the cost to provide covered services have increased steadily, meaning losses to the hospitals of $12 million each year. The oversight of the Virgin Islands Department of Education as well by a third-party fiduciary, which is costing the local government $3 million each year. He also requested more timely allotment of $24 million in federal education grants to the territory, which are not received until 6 months into the fiscal year, making it impossible to utilize the funds within the required time frame. The governor explained his budget request for that amount to support more Customs and Border Protection agents for the territory, more agents, and a new airport floor plan, he says, will enable the faster processing of luggage and passengers. Governor Mapp also had a productive meeting, he said. As soon as the next month, he will be providing a detailed report to the public. He was briefed by officials from the National Guard Bureau on Monday in regards to improvement required within the Virgin Islands forces. A team led by General Joseph Lauren Lengyel, a U.S. Air Force officer now serving as the chief of the National Guard Bureau, has been in the territory evaluating the operations of the Virgin Islands National Guard. The National Guard Bureau team has put together a preliminary report of their assessments and recommendations on a variety of matters, to include training, readiness, administration, and recruitment, in an effort to develop an action plan to be implemented at the VI National Guard. VI Adjutant General Deborah Howell also participated in Monday's briefing. Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter departed the territory today to attend the National Lieutenant Governors Association annual meeting in Nashville, Tennessee. The NGLA is the professional association for the elected officials first in line of succession to the governors in the 50 states and 5 U.S. territories. At this meeting, participants will discuss state strategies in education and workforce, Lieutenant Governor's key initiatives, and outreach. During the last meeting, Potter was successful in securing St. Thomas, Virgin Islands as the next meeting location for the NLGA business meeting in November 2017. Now, in accordance with the revised Organic Act, Senate President Myron Jackson will serve as the acting Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor Potter will return to the territory on July 28th. In other news, Governor Mapp submitted the proposed budget for the fiscal year 2018 to the Senate President Myron Jackson on July 20th. The theme of the proposed budget is building sustainable fiscal balance. Governor Mapp wrote in the document that the proposed budget is designed to finance sustainable level of government services with sound internally generated fiscal resources. The budget is set at $833.9 million to maintain operation of the government. Listed in the budget is proposed expenditures of $666.5 million for the executive department, $19.5 million for the legislature, $37 million for judiciary, $90 million for debt service, and $30.6 million for income tax refunds. Well, the 32nd legislature welcomed Senator Janelle Saru and her staff last week, and she says she is thankful for all the love and support as she begins her work. The central staff, who has been professional, helpful, and friendly, she says, made the introduction to the building seamless. The onboarding process is no small task, and she said, I am so appreciative of the knowledge and experience of the people I am graced to work with there. With the week's agenda in hand, Senator Saru began reviewing testimony in preparation for committee hearings. Although not yet assigned in her respective committees, the senator participated in session as a non-member of the Health, Hospital, and Human Services Committee, chaired by Senator Narida Rivera O'Reilly. Senator Saru also attended the Cruise Task Force Town Hall we just talked about, where cruise experts gave a sobering talk on the need for the USVI to update and diversify their offerings to cruise ship travelers. The senator is already hard at work crafting legislation to foster economic prosperity, she says, and the diversification of the downtown district. Finally, Senator Saru will spend most of this week reviewing the 2018 budget, along with testimonies in preparation for upcoming Finance Committee meetings. Commissioner Carlos Robles of the Virgin Islands Department of Agriculture is extending an invitation to all St. Croix farmers who are leasing or have written permission to occupy public farmland to a meeting on Thursday, July 27th. The topic of the discussion, he says, will be liability insurance. That meeting will be held 7 p.m. at the University of the Virgin Islands Research and Extension Building in room 133. For more information, you can contact Mr. Errol Chichester at 778-0997. That's 778-0997, extension 222. Virgin Islands Department of Education, they're continuing their progress of upgrading vast information technology system in an effort to provide teachers, students, and department employees with expanded services and greater efficiency, they said, as part of a 5-year plan to overhaul the department's technological infrastructure. The Instructional Technology Division, which boasts the largest computer network in the Caribbean, has implemented a number of changes within the last 24 months. That's the team right there. Job well done, including a new VIDE app being designed and expected to debut for the 2017-2018 school year. All students and employees have received a Virgin Islands Department of Education email address, which markedly reduces paper trail and fosters teacher to student communication through a modern means that students would prefer to use Office 365 in the cloud. The IT division will implement an external student Office 365 in 2017 that offers more features for students and staff. Promethean smart boards will be in almost every classroom. Online Power School capabilities for parents to monitor students' grades and academic progress. That's just among some of the other accomplishments. Well, some sad news to report as we shared on Saturday, July 22nd at approximately 9:32 p.m. Citizens called 911 to report that several shots were fired in the Smith Bay area. Police say, however, on Sunday, July 23rd, very next day, at approximately 3:45 p.m., 28-year-old Troy Etienne succumbed to his injuries. Next of kin was notified. Upon arrival, patrol officers confirmed that a male was struck multiple times to his body while sitting in his vehicle and requested an ambulance. The victim was later transported to the Roy Lichtensteiner Regional Medical Center for his injuries. Now, this case is presently under investigation by the Major Crime Unit. Any persons having information regarding this incident, you're asked to contact the Investigation Bureau at 340-77-422-11, extension 5569 or 714-9830. You can also contact 911, Crime Stoppers, the Chief's Office, or the Commissioner's Office. Those numbers listed there. It was a make-or-break day for Senate Republicans on health care. The Senate is scheduled to vote and was scheduled to vote today on whether to begin debate on repealing and replacing Obamacare. Joining the vote was Senator John McCain. This will be his first time back since his brain cancer diagnosis. Republicans have a slim 52-seat majority in the Senate. They need at least 50 of them to vote yes for the motion to move forward. And we will keep you updated on that. Keeping our eye on the economy, Jimmy Choo has a new owner. Michael Kors announced Tuesday that it will purchase the luxury brand for $1.2 billion in cash. London-based Jimmy Choo made its debut in 1996 and was put up for sale earlier this year. The brand is best known for its shoes and hugely popular. A pair of its stilettos can easily sell for more than $1,000. The Kors company, meanwhile, is best known for its handbags. Taking a look at the numbers there, Dow up 100, NASDAQ 1, S&P 500 up 7. Coming up on News 2, we have much more straight ahead, including some honorees from the Women Striving for Success. And we check out the Stars and Stripes camp on St. Croix. All coming up next. Welcome back. The 2017 Women Striving for Success Conference was held on Friday evening at the Marriott Frenchman's Friday morning, rather, and we shared the highlights. Now, the full day of networking, training, and empowerment session drew many. There was a great panel of speakers who shared the messages those in attendance wanted to hear. Some standout ladies were recognized and honored. We wanted to share that. Special congrats to President Award winner Via's Jennifer Matarangas King, and kudos to the Virgin Islands Daily News' Lisa Jamil, who received the Businesswoman of the Year award from President and founder Senator Jeanette Millen Young. Now, panelists of Distress and Make a Way for Success, they also received Certificate of Appreciation, among others. Job well done. Time for our summer camp feature there. Lights, camera, and action at the Stars Summer Theater Camp on St. Croix. It's a 5-week camp where children ages 6 through 16 learn skills such as singing, dancing, and acting. In addition, they got the opportunity to do a live performance within the community. Here's some more details.
Hi, I'm Jan Hart, Director of the Stars Summer Theater Camp. Well, the camp is 5 weeks long. We have 28 kids that have been preparing for 5 weeks on a daily basis from 8 until 3 every day, working really hard, singing, dancing, and acting.
The thing about it is just amazing. The singing, acting, everyone has their own way of doing things, and I would recommend for them to try out.
The show we're doing is The Little Mermaid. Has all these wonderful characters in it, not just the mermaid, but beyond the mermaids. And I have the talent for every one of the roles. I've got fabulous kids for each role this year. Show opens this Friday, July 28th, and we have 2 shows, so we have 28th and 29th at 8 o'clock. And tickets are $10 for kids and $15 for adults at the door. Come early because we always sell out every year. Just come and join us and have a great time.
Be sure to check it out. Well, DPNR is getting some money, some funds to study red algae. And why? Well, the Department of Interior has allocated $103,000 to address the emerging threat of it, also called Ramicrusta. The overgrowth has already affected 3 endangered coral species and threatened elkhorn and staghorn corals in the territory, according to analysis by the Center for Marine and Environmental Studies at UVI. The funding will also be used to let DPNR make some advertise the Reef Responsible Sustainable Seafood Initiative to promote preservation. The Virgin Islands Fencing Federation was selected by the Pan American Fencing Confederation to host this event at their Congress in Panama last year. This is a great honor for the Federation, the VI Olympic Committee, and the USVI. Over 300 athletes from 34 countries in the Western Hemisphere, in addition to their coaches, family, and friends. They're in St. Thomas. Now, it began July 23rd. It's going on until July 30th at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center. These fencing championships are a fencing family event. Children, parents, and grandparents are participating. The youth categories are between 8 to 9, 10 to 11, and 12 to 13. The veteran categories are 40 to 49, 50 to 59, and 60 plus. You can go and watch the sport of fencing during the event, which is free and open to the public. There is an information table for those of you who want to try it out. Well, something else to put on the calendar, the summer marlin fishing season is coming up, and Marlin Fest is coming up as well. A fair, food, competition, and festival show is planned. Marlin Fest kicks off on August 5th, an arts and crafts fair and chowder challenge. This takes place from noon to 6 in the upper parking lot at IGY's American Yacht Harbor Marina in Red Hook. Over 20 local artists and craftsmen will offer their wares for sale. Meanwhile, on the marina's adjacent Marlin deck, the island's restaurants and charter yacht chefs will compete for bragging rights to see who makes the best conch or clam chowder. That's on Sunday, August 6th. The parking lot of the Red Hook Shopping Mall becomes a stage and arena. There's a shrimp boil from 6 to 10 p.m. where you can buy and eat the spicy good crustaceans. The Caribbean show, complete with dancers, mukajumbis, and music, starts at 8 p.m. For more information or to sign up to become a vendor, you can call 340-775-9500. Well, the marina at Yacht Haven Grand IGY Marinans. They announced that they're going to be serving as the official venue for the 2017 USVI Charter Yacht Show in St. Thomas, hosted by the Virgin Islands Professional Charter Association from November 11th to 14th. That show will feature more than 50 yachts available for charter in the VI, a marine trade show, various competitions, and more. The annual showcase brings together many industry professionals and beyond to our community. It's the recently established nonprofit organization, VIPCA, and they represent the interests of charter yachts in the USVI. The association will be introducing Schools Open Day for the first time during the show, which will encourage the VI youth to join the marine industry as well as provide them with industry development opportunities. They will be inviting 40 to 60 high school students on the final day of the show for a dock walk, which will allow the youth to meet the crew and learn about career opportunities within the industry. For information, you can contact the executive director, Oriel Blake, at info@vipca.org. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up, but after the weekend wrap, which is coming up right now.
Welcome to Spotlight, recognizing successful people, businesses, and events.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and welcome to Frenchtown Brewing. A little bit about Frenchtown Brewing. We started production 2 years ago. We're located right in the heart of Frenchtown. We are a 3-barrel brewery, and we currently have 3 to 5 beers on tap. I started home brewing back in about 1994 because I wasn't satisfied with the beers that were available at the time. And with a colleague of mine from the University of the Virgin Islands, a microbiologist, we were doing some home brewing, and I just really got hooked on it. I just became an obsession. It really allowed me to have some art along with the science background. So a couple of our beers are definitely based on my homebrew recipes, our IPA and our Saison. The first 2 beers we brewed, and we only brewed those specifically for 6 months and no other beer while we could get their processes down. We added a 3rd beer for a particular restaurant, and it's unique to them. And then now we have a 4th beer that is very good for our warm weather and developed it, which we call 86 and Sunny. We offer tastings on Wednesdays and Friday nights, 5:30 to 7:30, and Saturdays, 1 to 5. Come visit us in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands. We're located in the heart of Frenchtown. Cheers. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel.
Well, we are going to see some wet weather. Of course, those pesky tropical waves this time of year are moving into the region. We saw some heavy downpours in Puerto Rico today near San Juan. We even saw some isolated flooding. So here we are. We could see the precipitation. The other islands, though, pretty quiet. We did see a couple showers in places. Not everyone got wet, but some people certainly did see a downpour. And that's really going to be the story all week long. That's how our weather is going to be. Taking a look at tonight, 80 degrees for our low temperature. A shower or 2 should be expected. In St. John tomorrow, 88 degrees for the high temperature with a shower or 2. Again, some people could see some heavy rains and some people could see just a very light sprinkle. St. Thomas, 88 degrees with a shower or 2. And also St. Croix, 90 degrees there for the high temperature with a shower or 2. Certainly not a washout. If you're here on vacation, you have beautiful beach days ahead of you. We're just going to see some very brief downpours at times. So our waves at the Atlantic, 2 to 4 feet. The winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. And we don't have any advisories to tell you about. Same story for the Caribbean. Waves 2 to 4 feet. Winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. Enjoy yourself out there. Just make sure you're being careful. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast here, we're going to see a shower or 2 any day this week. Now, Thursday and Friday, we could even see some thunder and lightning. Not everyone's going to see it, but don't be surprised if you do. Probably fewer people will see it than people who will. But it's a possibility here Thursday and Friday. Now Saturday, a shower or two as well. And then Sunday, it's going to dry out a bit. So we're going to have maybe a few showers in spots, but not as active as it's going to be for the next couple of days. Our high temperatures are right around 89 degrees and our lows holding steady right around 80. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you. So not too bad. And I just love this picture here by Safe Ralph, 10 years of age, representing the LCR Community Learning Center. Love that you included the heart and some sunshine and overall nice scenery. Thank you for that picture. Well, that Senator NEWS2 address there if you'd like to submit your picture. And that's all for now. We'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest. We'd like to say thanks to our young stars at the Stars and Stripes Summer Camp. That's all for now. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Have a wonderful evening.